Hi guys, so we're going to now look at the next stage of some things that you can do with your clicker training. By now your puppies should be able to realise that the click means that they get a treat. So we've done a few sessions with Colin. Colin realises now that a click means he gets a treat. So how this works, it's a really nice training aid because what you can do is use the click to indicate to your puppy when they've done the right thing. So for example, what I'm going to do is ask Colin to sit. Now Colin does know how to sit, but I'm just going to use this as an example to tell him when he's done the right thing. So what I should be doing is clicking as soon as his bottom hits the floor when I ask him to sit, because it indicates to him that he's done exactly the right thing for me, and then I can reward him later. It just means that instead of there being a delay in when Colin sits down nicely and when I manage to get the treat out of my pocket and get it into his mouth, actually the click just indicates that he's done it at the right time, and then I can then take my time about getting the treat and getting it into him. It means that I don't have to be so quick with my treats, and it just makes the things clearer for the dog as well. So I'll show you now with Colin. You've got to stand up first, Colin. Yes, you have. So, Colin, wait a minute. Come here. Good boy. Colin, sit. Good boy. So it's a little bit slow there, but I do just want to click as soon as Colin's bottom hits the floor. Colin, come here, Baba. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Good boy. So you see my timing was a little bit quicker there. Colin, sit. Good lad. Well done. Good boy. So with this, you just want to make sure your timing is quite good. So you want to try and click as soon as their bottom hits the floor. No, Colin. And then you can then indicate to them that they've got it right. So now we're just going to try another little game with Colin using the clicker. So you can try this at home as well to see how your puppies get on with the clicker. So we're going to teach them to touch our hands when we offer it to them. So we're going to put our hands out and hope that they will touch our hands with their nose and they get rewarded for that. Now this exercise is quite a nice exercise because it means that our puppies get used to our hands being around, and that hands should be a good thing for puppies. We don't want them to be scared of our hands. We don't want them to be afraid when we go to touch them with our hands, anything like that. So this is quite a nice social activity as well as a training activity. So what we're going to do now, if Colin decides that he wants to stop playing, we're going to teach our puppies by offering them our hands. And when they touch their nose onto our hands, we're going to click and then reward to them. Naturally, they're quite inquisitive puppies, and when you give them a hand, they should naturally want to touch it with their nose just to sniff it or find out what's going on. However, if we are struggling with this and they don't naturally want to touch our hand, you can put a little bit of food, sort of rub a little treat onto your hand just so it smells nice, just to encourage them to do it in the first place. So let's show you what we mean. Colin, come here. Good boy. Good lad, Colin. Okay, so I'm going to just ask Colin now to I'm just going to present my hand to him and get him to touch it and give him a treat. Let me get my treats ready. Colin's very enthusiastic, as you can see. Good boy. So Colin threw me a paw then. He thought I was asking him to do a paw. That's fine, that's okay, he'll get the hang of it, and we're going to put our word in a second, which differentiates between a paw and a touch. So at the moment I'm not going to do any words, I'm just going to get him to work it out. Okay, Colin. That's wrong. We have to have some outtakes on here, don't we? Colin, listen. No, that's wrong. What have you got to do? Good boy. So I made it a little bit easier for him there by just altering the position of my hand, because he does think I'm asking him for his paw, but that's fine, he'll work it out in a minute. Also need to be really good with my timing and make sure I click when he touched my hand. Colin? Good boy. He's getting the hang of this now. Good boy. So what I want to do, if Colin loses his concentration, he doesn't understand what I want, I just represent my hand so it's a bit more interesting for him. The other thing I can do, I've just got to try and be careful not to push my hand into his nose, because that's not him choosing to do that, that's me coming towards him. I want him to push his nose into my hand. So, Colin, are you ready? What have you got to do? Oh, I shouldn't have clicked then, but I did, because I did it by accident. He's got to put his nose on my hand. Good boy. Good boy. Good lad. Well done, Colin. What have you got to do? What have you got to do? And sometimes they do this. They think that you think they've got it, and then they sort of go back a step. Good boy, Colin. Oh, not a very good one there, but I'm going to carry on. I've run out of treats, so I'm going to let you guys do this at home and pick this up. Things to remember are just to be really careful with your timing, so make sure you're careful with your timing. And then once they've got the hang of this and they're starting to consistently put their nose onto your hand and get ready for it, you can put a command in. So we use the word touch here at Puppy School, but you could use the word target, anything like that. And this game's also a really nice game to do at the end of a recall. So when you call your puppies back to you, when you're in the park or you're out and about, get them to come back, do a recall, reward them for coming back to you, and then do a little game of touch just to get them, you know, excited and interested about coming back to you. Just reward them again with a little bit of attention when they come back to you at the end of a recall. Any problems with this, any questions, just send me an email or give us a call and I can go through it with you. But it's just about having fun with your clicker really, and just having a play with it, seeing what you can do with it. We will, now that we're starting to teach a few tricks as well, we will do a little competition with you guys on who can do the best tricks at home. So what I want you to do is have a little look at some YouTube videos or some trick training online and see if you can find something nice and original to teach your puppies. Puppies can be taught lots of different things. We can teach